about make-ahead convenience. The frozen chicken, there's so many easy solutions. What you can do to prepare ahead, and you can have chicken. I've actually pulled it out of my freezer 3, 4, 5 months after I cook the chicken. You'll have to, do some research on your own, but I personally, that's what I have experienced. What you'll want to do when you have some downtime, I especially do this on a weekend. I will buy bulk chicken, and you could do this when it's on sale. I try to buy organic when it's on sale because it's so expensive. But I just wanted to give you some ideas. This is, I always keep chicken in nice sized portioned breast that's cooked. And then I also keep some chopped chicken that I can make. You can do so much with this. Now this particular one is taco. You can have just plain or like lightly seasoned chicken that you could turn into, you could put some yogurt and spices and turn it into an Indian dish. You could get prepared sauces, shawarma sauce, Indian sauces, and just add a little of your own fresh cooked chicken, and it takes 2 seconds. I try to watch salt. My husband has high blood pressure, so I'm always conscious of that. So I found like there's a bunch of packets. This happens to be Mrs. Dash, salt-free, and it's taco seasoning. You could make your own, but again, that's an extra step. We're trying to do this in a very productive, simple way. You could put it on a sheet pan, like a cookie pan, just raw chicken, season it with your taco seasoning, and then chop it up. You could cook it on the stove. Cooking chicken on the stove takes 5 to 10 minutes total. If you put them in a Ziploc freezer bag, don't crowd them too much. But once it's chopped, if you actually put it in your freezer like this, you can easily get scoops of them out. I took ground chicken. Actually, in this case, I think I took extra lean ground turkey. Put it in a slow cooker. I added a helping of mushrooms to give it some bulk. And then once again, added, I think I used 2 pounds of turkey and 2 of the taco seasonings. Maybe a little bit of onion. And I portioned it out. This is also a way that if you're doing Weight Watchers or if you're counting macros, I weighed the whole thing, and then I figured up I wanted about 2-ounce portions. So for my husband, I usually give him 2, and I'll take 1. But these are great. This ground meat, you can throw it on salad, make a taco salad. You can make tacos, burritos. Taco salad is so amazing. And you've already got this cooked. So it's like a freezer dinner that's homemade. And this is one of my favorites. I put this on a burrito with some blue cheese, crumbled blue cheese, or mozzarella. It is buffalo shredded chicken. Again, I use my slow cooker, but you could put this in some kind of an oven container, throw your chicken in it if you don't have a slow cooker. And it's just portioned off. I think I did about 2 ounces each with this, but I just put boneless, skinless chicken breast, threw it in the crock pot, and then I used the buffalo. A whole container of, this came from Kroger, buffalo medium wing sauce. Use burrito tortillas, and I'll roll them up, and I'll make enchiladas. You put just a simple tomato sauce on it and some cheese, and roll like 8 of them up, and there you've got enchiladas. So just keep these things in mind. Some other honorable mentions. I love these G. Hughley sugar-free barbecue sauce. They have like a whole bunch of different kinds, but really easy on your calories and fat. So this is also an option. You could just cook your chicken, maybe throw a little rosemary or seasoning salt. And then I found this mustard barbecue sauce. It's amazing. When I'm cooking chicken where I don't know where it's gonna wind up, because your chicken, it could be an Indian dish, it could be a Spanish dish, it could be Italian. So what I usually do is just find an all-purpose seasoning blend. I think I got this at Amish Country. It's This one's no salt, but some other options. Mrs. Dash. This is a salt-free, just an all-purpose seasoning. You could just use ones with salt in it. This is Mrs. Dash Caribbean Citrus. Mrs. Dash Fiesta Lime. Especially if you're doing like a Southwest thing where you actually sprinkle some lime juice over it, maybe some tortilla chips. Amazing. And lemon pepper. Now this would be really good with fish also. So just explore your spice aisle, explore your barbecue sauce aisle, and zhuzh up your chicken. Chicken is really high in protein, and if you get the boneless, skinless, you can't go wrong. So I'm going to show you my basic way that I cook chicken all the time, and so it'll give you some idea. I highly recommend that you get a cast iron skillet. Now I have ones that are heavy, and you want to season them. You don't want to wash these. You can rinse them off, but I use a metal chainmail to clean it. But this one has ridges in it, so it's going to add those ridges to your chicken. So join me at the grill. What I do first, I'll do these in big batches, and I'll prepare my chicken first. And by the way, you want to get you a mat, a cutting mat or cutting board. And I have designated colors for different, the ones that I use for meat. I usually make sure, like I use yellow. So I only cut meat on those. The other colors, red and green, I cut vegetables on. So you might want to designate a certain cutting board just to try to not contaminate, just in case there's a little bit of bacteria left on it. But I still wash these thoroughly when I'm done. So the first step, you want to try to get your chicken even. I cut off the fat, and I usually cut the breasts. They're kind of thick, so I cut them in half. Okay, so I've got the cast iron skillet, the one with lines in it. It's heated up pretty good now. Just want to give it a little bit of room. Now this is the boneless, skinless chicken breast where I took the fat off and tried to make them all about the same thickness. And you don't want to keep picking it up. You want to just lay it on there and let it do its thing. So you want to just let this sit for about 5 to 7 minutes, depends on how thick your breasts are and how hot your skillet's getting. It's going to release when it's done. You'll start seeing white around the edges a lot, and then you just want to try to flip it, and if it easily comes off, then it's good to flip. In my case, I have a stainless steel bowl and foil, because this will continue to cook. So you don't want to overcook it. 5 to 7 minutes, about 5 minutes on each side is plenty, and then it'll still cook in here a little bit. So I cover it up. You don't want to cut it until it cools off. The juices will reincorporate back into the meat, and it'll be a lot juicier. That means it's probably ready to flip. Yep. Look at that. That is what you're looking for, that grill. Go ahead and put a second coating on the other side. So that's all there is to it. And then after I cook the other side for about 4 or 5 minutes, I will put them in here, do the next batch with the next, and you don't have to clean this off in between seasonings, but that's all there is to it. And then you can cut your chicken up, throw it in a Ziploc, and have it in the freezer for whenever you need it. So that is looking beautiful. So I hope that you pre-make you some chicken and have some chicken tonight for dinner. It's breakfast time in the household, and this is just a tip that I wanted to share with you, something that I do like once every 2 or 3 months. I pre-cook bacon. And the kind of bacon I use uncured chicken bacon. You could use turkey bacon, you could use regular bacon. The thing to look for, this has no nitrates and added ingredients. It's just uncured chicken bacon, minimally processed, because that's the biggest problem with meats, like lunch meats, deli meats, bacon, that type of thing. So I will make a bunch of this. You could say fry it up, but I'm using a non-stick, so I don't even need to use any kind of spray. If you think that it'll stick, certainly spray it first. But I use the biggest pan I can find. Once I have the chicken bacon thoroughly cooked, I just drain it with some paper towels on a plate. And then I'll put this in a half-gallon, I think it's a half-gallon size Ziploc, single layer where they're not touching each other, and I'll put it in the freezer. And then you microwave it for 25 to 30 seconds on a paper towel, and it gets crispy again. So this will keep in your freezer for 2 or 3 months. Usually we use it up by then, so I can't attest to if it'll go longer, but give it a try. This is just a tip, because bacon, it's a whole production. You've got your paper towel, you've got your pan, you've got to wait for it to get done. So this is just a really easy way to have microwave bacon where it actually tastes good. 30 seconds. So another helpful tip, I've mentioned this in other videos, but I just wanted to show you my stockpile. I'll get large bags of onions, and usually I have my husband do this because it makes me cry cutting onions. Please let me know what the tips are to not cry. I've tried safety goggles, I've tried freezing the onion. I still cry when I cut onions. But I just wanted to mention that here's my bag of onions. Chopped, ready to go. Because a lot of your prep work is why a lot of people don't cook. So if you have, I have this, 2 different kinds of onions. I have this and the red onion. And they're just in little dices. I have peppers like that as well. And I'm getting ready to make soup, so I have some of this stuff laid out. Carrots, celery. I have celery in the freezer too. So I can make a myww, that combination of carrot, celery, and onion. Have that ready to go. Some jalapenos, they were getting ready to go bad, so I sliced those up. And if you freeze them flat in your freezer, put them in a bag like this and then lay them flat, you'll be able to bring them back out and use them. They'll be like little pieces. So just a tip. Get your prep done if you have room in your freezer. It makes your life a lot easier.